We could have the music though, but we'll get copyrighted. All right. Hello. Welcome fourth. Is it the fourth episode? Or is it the fifth episode?
Fifth.
Damn, I named it the fourth.
I think it's the fifth. Because the last one we did was the fourth.
Oh well. Anyway.
It's the podcast. Doesn't matter which one.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Only thing that matters is that you're listening.
Yeah, that's right. So welcome back to the Boro Boys podcast, episode 4 or 5. We're not even sure. I want to start off by saying RIP Juice World. You know, it's sad to hear these artists passing. So, man.
Yeah.
Last year was X, one of my faves.
And
Mac, yeah. It's a shame. That seems like it was so. At least X's feel like he passed so far, like long ago. But it was just a year, I think. And
he has a son.
Yeah, I know. But I can't remember his name, but I know.
I don't know what it is either. Some hard to say thing.
Yeah. But, yeah, and then now Juice WRLD, it's a shame.
I heard that he had 70 pounds of weed on him when he got off the plane. This is a theory I heard. And he had pills on him too. So he 70 pounds of weed is a big old charge.
Yeah.
So I heard that he swallowed a bunch of his pills to try to get less time.
Yeah.
And ended up ODing.
Yeah, I heard that theory too. I've heard a lot of theories on it if you want to talk about it.
Sure.
Of course, before we do that, these are just theories. We're not trying to disrespect Juice WRLD and all he did for the rap community.
Theories,
or
not
those
facts.
Yeah, just theories that interest us. No disrespect towards them. But that is a theory I heard. That and so the biggest, I remember waking up, it was like 2 days ago, right? The 8th. And it's only the 9th. So maybe it was yesterday.
It was yesterday. Mm-hmm.
Yesterday in the morning, I woke up to it. A picture of him being posted on a meme page saying RIP. So the first thing I thought was it was fake.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But then once I Googled it and I did see all the other news articles on it, that's when then it hit me that he actually did pass. But then there's two things that came into my head right off the bat. The first one is the TikTok challenge, because now it's all over the place. But when I first thought of it, it was I didn't see anyone post about it. They just post about his death.
Mm-hmm.
But the seizure TikToks to his song,
it is weird.
I think it's so at least it's weird timing, you know?
Weird timing, big coincidence.
Right. And then the other thing that he mentioned in that Legend song that he wrote for X and Lil Peep about what's the 27 Club?
21.
Yeah. So those are the first two things that came into my head. I think they're huge coincidences, especially the TikTok one, because they didn't even know that was going to happen, and for him to pass in that fashion,
Mm-hmm. He did say something about faking his death too.
Dude, yeah, I was going to bring that up. How at least it was I think I saw it was a tweet from 2017 where he was my goal is to blow up, make dumb amount of money, and then fake my own death or whatever. Which for some reasons, it's kind of a theme I've seen in other artists, because people say Tupac,
died,
yeah, Tupac and Machiavelli or whatever. In that theory, X people try to say that he didn't actually die.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, dude. He
But,
could have faked his
yeah.
own death. It's possible.
He
Very
could have,
possible in today's world.
There's two more things left in my I guess it's not a theory because we're not saying anything, but they're just little things that we've uncovered. But one of them says jet. Have you heard about that thing? So he has his own private jet that's N999, whatever. It's the tag.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's on the back of the jet, and that's on that tag you can track it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And someone decided to search it up, and basically what happened was his own private jet, which it wouldn't make sense if he took a public airline, because he has his own jet, so why?
Yeah.
But they said his jet didn't even land in Chicago. It landed in the Bahamas. And they tracked it, and there's websites you can go on and type in that tag or whatever, and it literally shows the flight path from I think California where he left to the Bahamas. So
I haven't seen any pictures of him in an airport or anything. Only thing I've seen is pictures of suitcases full of weed in the airport, but I haven't seen any pictures of him.
Right, yeah. And I don't even think they released the autopsy yet, even though they do say what you said about it, like how he had the pills and he swallowed
Mhm.
them. And then the second thing, which I don't know if you saw either, was I don't know who posted it. I don't even know. I don't remember where I saw it, but it was something about him selling his soul, and it was like some clips of off of someone's like Snapchat or something like that, where they're like putting weird candles down in this weird shape in the sand, and then like it cuts to like save juice or whatever, and you hear like it shows him and like his homies or whatever, and you hear him like, I'm about to go sell my soul, and he walks out into the sand, and like you see him, but that's kind of like the video, that was it for it. But it just goes back to like first the 999 thing, which is just like the 666 upside down
Mhm.
basically, and then the faking his own death, just wanting to get rich, which is why a lot of people think they sell their souls. But
I don't know.
I don't know
man.
either.
Selling souls is weird. I don't even know. Like that's been a thing in the music industry for so long. Like people selling their
Yeah,
souls to get fame.
yeah,
So
which is
you never
crazy.
know.
Which would be
Rescue Me literally talks about selling himself to the
oh
devil.
from 30 Seconds to Mars.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, the song "Rescue Me" from 30 Seconds to Mars. The Culture Corner just tuned in. They said that the whole basis of that song is selling
Yeah,
your
if
soul.
you just like really pay attention to his lyrics, it really talks about it in depth. So
We need to get y'all a mic. Just get a little boom arm mic that they could swing between each other. Actually, yeah, that'd be helpful though. But yeah, so that thought or whatever, I don't know what to call it, but just like,
You never know. We're not gonna know.
yeah, we're
The
not gonna
truth.
know. We're not trying to say that we know. It's just some stuff that has unfolded or been put in the public eye recently that makes you question, what could be real.
And if he was killed by somebody, or like it could be all staged,
Yeah,
cover up, whatever.
yeah,
And when you're that rich and that famous, like
yeah.
there's people out there that can get people killed.
Oh, dude, for sure. It's like what all those like dark web hitman stories and stuff
Mhm.
are. That stuff's so
It's
crazy.
real.
It's real, but just because a lot of like the majority of us don't have to deal with it,
Yeah.
it's like not in our mind.
Mhm.
It seems like something fake. But that's it on Juice World. I don't want to keep talking about him and maybe hurt some people and stuff. It is a big loss to the community and everybody. So our condolences.
Mhm.
It's a shame he passed so young.
Or did he?
I guess that I don't
We'll
know.
leave that one to the
To y'all to
people.
find. Okay, what else you got for us? Anything?
That guy in California that got arrested for like he was in his home recording a video about a mass shooting. Like he had all these guns and he was like aiming them out the window,
Oh
pretending to kill
yeah,
people
Steve.
and like
What's his name? Stephen
Homaki
Homobeki or something like that. I think it was in D.C. I don't know if it was in California.
I have no clue. It was
But
somewhere
that-
Seattle. I don't know.
Yeah, that. Oh yeah, maybe Seattle. I don't know. But that was a freaking weird video,
It
dude.
was. He had hella guns too.
So many, and like
Big old extendos.
yeah,
Who
like
does
he
that,
had a
dude?
G36. I think I don't even know, but guy was tweaking. And like how he'd run back and forth from the windows to his room, and he'd be like, Is this how we operate? That's not how we operate."
Yeah,
And he was
dude.
only talking to himself.
Talking to himself on camera. He had to have like a GoPro strapped to his chest
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, they said it was like a body cam of some sort. But then,
So
like,
weird.
how did that even get out there? You gotta be
It
like,
was on his YouTube channel.
oh yeah.
He posted it on YouTube.
Yeah, so then you're capping yourself, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta be delusional to do that.
Mhm.
Because I mean, first you gotta be in some part psycho.
Mhm.
To
And he
even-
was drinking in the video, so he
Yeah.
was fucked up.
Yeah. So just to even like
To even
want
want
to
to
do that
that, yeah.
is
Like
already
never in my right mind would I ever pick up a gun and like point it out the
Yeah.
window, see people walking down the street, and be like, well,
and
what
he
if I
was pulling
shot
the
you?
trigger on all of them.
Uh-huh.
Like you heard that little tick.
He went,
And then he put that bullet in the pistol. I don't know if you saw that far,
yeah.
but he then he even put the mag back in.
Yeah, he was like, oh, it jammed. What do we do in this situation?
And then he was like, and he dumped it out. Yeah, and then faked it. That's so crazy, huh?
Dude, imagine if he didn't get caught.
Right? That's what they said was, well, I want to talk on it, but I don't even remember it right. But they said something about that in one of, I don't know if it was a mass shooting or something like that. I don't want to say it wrong and, offend people or whatever. But apparently, like, I can't remember which one, like I said, but they commented something about it. So, like, one of the shooters commented about it on social media or YouTube or something like that. And the creator of the video, like, told the FBI or something about the comment. And they didn't even take it seriously. And then, like, later he ended up doing it.
I think I heard. Yeah, I saw something about that. I don't
Yeah.
remember which one it was about, though.
Me neither, but that's crazy that we have to remember which one because it's not just like a one incident.
There's so many.
Yeah.
I think there was one recent, too.
Yeah, dude, they're getting out of hand. I heard on the H3 podcast, I think, even though it might be like a couple months old, there was already like 215 just this year. Like, that's a crazy
Because
number.
we hear about the big ones, but there's
Mhm.
also like a lot of that we don't
Smaller
even hear
ones.
about because they don't
Yeah.
get televised on.
Yeah, or it's not like it's crazy. It's such a shame, too. You
It's
gotta,
becoming like a trend. Like people see it happen and they're like, "Oh, I want to do that."
I get
Like the
clout.
crazy people do that.
Yeah, dude, it's scary. But that's why you gotta vote Andrew Yang for president. Have you watched
Mhm.
about him?
Yeah, I've heard a lot about them.
What do you think?
Universal based income, $1,000 a month to each
Dude,
family.
not even that.
That's not bad, but I don't know if it will really work.
Well, I mean,
But he
everything.
said something about like taxing the rich.
Yeah.
Something like
It's
that,
not.
to
I've
get
been
that
watching
money.
a lot on it. It's not like a tax where, because if it's a tax, then we'll kind of end up paying for it anyways.
I know. Yeah, it wasn't like it's not gonna be bad for the rich people, better
Yeah,
for the poor people. It's gonna be equal,
yeah,
but it's just a certain way he has it.
right. So I think he explains it as a VAT instead of like a tax, which means I was listening to it earlier before I came or before we started, and it was I think he said like 10% of all the sales from technology, at least from like the big companies like Amazon, 10% of sales are going to come to us for just being and buying and like our data and all that. Because like his biggest thing, if you haven't heard it, which I'm sure a lot of people have at this point, he's gaining like super traction.
He is.
I want to vote for him.
Yeah, same.
Not just off of universal basic income, but
No.
just
I
like
was-
everything.
I was super into him like a month ago. I was watching a bunch of videos and stuff. Joe Rogan. He's on
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's podcast.
They said that like he wasn't gaining as much, and then he got on Joe Rogan's podcast, and it like
Probably
propelled him.
boosted him.
And now the community's so strong. And the big thing about him is it's like people funded campaigns, so it's not like big companies and stuff.
Yeah. Like he's got that brand Math.
Yeah,
Where
that's
he
so
sells
cool.
the Math hats and Yang
Mhm.
20. He's got his own website with merch. And that's
Right.
how he pretty much funds his
And like
campaign.
he said something about like $26 a pop or something like that,
Mhm.
and he's gotten like millions and millions to help him run.
Yep.
And I don't know, you got to listen to him.
He's got pretty good ideas.
Yeah, he wants to start like a government department on social media and like break it down and try to figure out why it's causing these high number of depression and stuff, especially in adolescents and younger kids, and see it like put restrictions, maybe not restrictions, but guidelines or something to help fix that at the end of the day. And then, like we mentioned, the universal basic income, just off of us losing jobs to automation.
Yep.
Because he says it's like the fourth biggest or third
Yeah,
biggest.
because he was talking about his friends or his trucker friends who are
Mhm.
like they're already seeing
Or
jobs being taken.
yeah, his friends in Silicon Valley that are making automated trucks that are going to displace, because he says like trucking's the number one job in 29 states.
Yeah, a lot of people. It's like good money, but you
Yeah.
just got to be dedicated because you're like driving
Mhm.
forever.
Yeah, but also retail. Like me and Brenda went to Panera, and I was shocked because I walked in. I haven't been to Panera in forever, but they literally just had kiosks, like self-serve.
You didn't. You can still go up to the counter and order, right?
Yeah, but like when we showed up, I didn't even see a person until after we had ordered, because one person was waiting in line, so they had to come out from the back to be there. But
Yeah,
like it's definitely not the same.
I definitely because like people don't want to interact with each other as much as they used to back in the day.
Yeah,
And like McDonald's has little automated order things inside. A lot of places do.
Yeah, like self-serve at like grocery stores, like Walmart and stuff.
You can order it online and literally
Not even have
park,
to talk,
and people
yeah.
will come outside and put your groceries in for you and just leave.
Which is crazy because we're getting, like you said, we're pushing away from wanting to communicate with people, but then like just our nature, our self-being, like that's what we need, you know. Like we need the connection. Yeah, we need the connection, but like we're making ourselves not have it. Which is like, I saw a video on why David Dobrik is so famous. Shout out David, if you're hearing this, get us
clout.
Get us clout, bro. Shout out for being the best giver on YouTube. But they're saying a lot of people that David Dobrik's so famous because it's like a group of friends like us, kind of, who have, like, you can't fake it in the videos. You can't fake the type of like relationships and all that, or like how when he gives them cars and stuff, they have those real sentiments.
Like genuine.
Yeah, because like they've been through the struggle of a low channel and like they popped off together and all that. But most of his videos are like a friend, then they'll like prank or do something to another one, and then they just kind of show the camaraderie. And they say like he's so popular because that's what people long for. That's why they're watching it in the first place, because like people want that, to be able to like be with friends and have those cool moments and stuff. But technology and society is like moving away from that. But that's where I think Andrew Yang's like, I don't know, he's like kind of helping open the minds of people, showing them at least that technology is something so major that's happening. We gotta like figure that out before it figures us out, I feel, you know.
Yeah, because there's, even though like I'm not affected by that yet, there's people that are being affected by it. We just don't, it's not covered a lot.
Yeah, like it's starting, it's on the up and up, because there's no way we're not going to be affected by it, you know.
Eventually we all will be,
if
we don't change.
We should also learn coding. You gotta learn it.
You know coding?
Fuck no. I want to, dude. I might minor in coding or something, just because that's literally what the market is. Like, that's it, you know.
Code it, because everything's going to like
technology.
So there's got to be people to code that technology.
Yeah. But then there's also going to be jobs that might take longer to suffer. Like Andrew Yang mentioned plumbing. For a robot to be able to plumb, it's gonna be
pull up to your house, be like, okay, this is the problem.
Fix it. Yeah, that's gonna be hard. Or just even to move around it's gonna be very difficult.
Or like maintenance jobs where people come to your house and fix things, or stuff like that. That won't happen until like AI. So like an AI could come to your house,
like free thinking AI. Yeah. And then once that happens, we're basically the Matrix is real. And once we get there, which is so scary, because that's what like Elon Musk and a lot of other like big minds of our generation are like, we live in the simulation.
Elon Musk is like he knows that AI could be a really good thing or a really bad thing. I saw he was in an interview with some guy from like the richest man in China or something like that.
Yeah.
And that dude knew nothing. Like,
I think I saw it. It was titled like the moment Elon realized that the richest man in China is an idiot or something like that. Yeah. Because
Elon Musk was like hitting him with the fact, and the guy from China was like, no. We create the robots.
But it's so crazy, because we're gonna get to the point where the robots create themselves, and they become, like Descartes says, a thinking thing. And then there's no way to say that they don't exist, because like the whole, do you know like about Descartes at all? Rene Descartes, the French philosopher. I was just writing a paper about this, so that's kind of why it's in my head. But he has his Cartesian skepticism. That's what they named it. It's like literally being skeptical about everything.
Yeah.
So he wanted to find, like, he had beliefs that he did not know were untrue until he learned them. But his whole thing was, at the moment before he learned that, he thought they were true. So he only wants to have like true thoughts, only have true beliefs that are like
proven.
Yeah, irrefutable, if that's what it's called. I don't know. And so like he went through this whole like evil creator phase where like, oh, what if there's just a evil creator, like a bad god basically, that fakes all my thoughts, and that's why I think what I think. But then like while contemplating that, he came to the conclusion that, well, the fact that I'm even able to think about it means that I exist, right? But once AI get to the point where they realize, well, the fact that I can even think about this means that I exist.
Yeah, they're conscious.
Yeah, that makes them no different than us, except for like their physical or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And if they do get to that point, they're robots. They don't necessarily feel pain.
It's
They
like
don't-
Chappie, that fucking movie.
the boxing robot.
No, that's
Different. Like,
Real Steel. I think that one, the Real Steel. Chappie's the AI, like the guy creates consciousness and puts it into like a police robot. It's like set in the future a little bit,
Mhm.
but yeah, they just become the thinking thing, like the mind, because their body is literally like so tangible that they just have to upload to another thing. So then they become like, I don't know, the AI is gonna happen and it's gonna reach that point. There's no like, unless the world ends,
yeah, it's gonna.
someone's gonna do it.
Yeah.
That's that age old thing. Like if I don't do it, someone will.
Yeah.
So I might as well do
Yeah,
it.
it's not like nobody is gonna do that because like there's one person that's like, oh, this could destroy the world, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
So I was that one guy.
Yeah, which is another thing. Like this is just a theory on my own. I'm bringing back Andrew Yang. Like he has the good points and all that. Like he wants like the universal basic income. So if parents want to be able to stay home sometimes to raise their kids because it's a hard job, because these things like his wife, they say her GDP is 0 because she stays home, but she's doing it. Like raising a kid is a hard job, you know, and stuff like that. I think they're all fantastic ideas, all of them, or most of them. I don't know all his ideas.
They're pretty nice, but like
Some
is
of
it
them
reasonable. Like, can it really happen?
Well, this is what, that's kind of what my thought on it is. Like, they can happen maybe under his administration, but he's only got 4, maybe 8 years to push that. And then after that, whoever comes in office next isn't necessarily going to have the same values or morals as him.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, you can have 4 to 8 years of like forward thinking, but if it doesn't change like the society and the way we think and vote,
Mm-hmm.
then it's kind of just like an 8-year to relapse.
The next guy can just come in and be like trashing all his, like just trash all his stuff, and then
just go back or
revert
make
back.
it worse or whatever. So I don't know.
that is kind of weird. So like, we really got to be a community, like a whole, to want to get better. Because like, it's got to be one president makes better, the next president's like okay, and builds on top of that guy.
Right. Yeah. But that, I don't know. That goes to show kind of like where we're at as a nation in consciousness, I think, because we're starting to realize, like through Donald Trump, because even like a lot of Trump supporters are saying like, oh, it probably wasn't a good idea to do this because they've lost a lot of jobs to automation and all that themselves. But you're just like, it's starting to open our eyes. I feel like at least the U.S. citizens and all that, or community, I don't know what you want to call it, but open our eyes towards like, there's problems. The people we're voting aren't really fixing these problems. And if we keep going down this road, like there's going to be a point where we're basically just controlled, you know? Like that's what like the New World Order people say, shit like that. Like once we get to that point that we're so controlled, we can't do anything about it. But right now we're like before that. I think like before the tidal wave of, if we don't change now, it's going to like change us or whatever.
What do you mean, be like a communist government?
I don't know about all of that, but we'll definitely like
We'll end up in some weird thing.
Yeah, we'll devolve into something else because that's just, I think like innately evil and good are like innate qualities through us, if that makes sense. So eventually someone's gonna want to be evil, and eventually like slowly our good's gonna be like washed out of us, and then we'll wake up one day and be a completely different thing that isn't free. I don't know. That's just how I feel, dude. But what is life other than what you feel, you know?
What is life?
Yeah. We
could be in a simulation, man.
Dude, yeah, I was going to bring that up. I think I mentioned it on like the Elon Musk thing. Because like once we get to that point in AI where they're conscious, then, because like the universal basic income is off of the technology, right? It's our technology dividend basically because we're going to lose the jobs to technology. Yeah. And I guess, I don't know, you have to think what the whole purpose of life is. Are we getting to the point where we can create paradise like here You know, because virtual realities becoming real. If we get AI to like get far enough, then we can just set them on the mission to like, oh, how do we live longer? Because our biggest thing is like time, I think.
Yeah.
Like, and I was thinking about this a couple of weeks ago, how you can get, like, you could be born, you could become, like, let's say you're Einstein. You're going to reach a certain level of knowledge in your lifetime, but to be able to pass on, like, start on that level for the next person is so difficult.
Yeah.
But when you're a fucking robot and you can just
Live forever.
then there's no stop. Like, you will figure things out.
Mm-hmm. There's no limit to time.
Yeah.
Because you can just think, or they can just,
Yeah.
and they have
It-
access
whatever.
to like everything.
Yeah.
Everything we say, everything's going on.
The whole database of humanity, basically. Everything we know is on the internet just about.
The AI will know more than us.
Oh, yeah. Which means, I don't know. That's why that whole, like, bad AI running, taking over the world, Matrix kind of thing, where we're just slaves.
Yeah.
It could be real, dude. We could be there right now. And there's nothing saying we can't besides what we think.
What do you think would make an AI go bad, though? Because, like, would it just be like, these people are my creator, I know more than them? Oh, well, I guess it's kind of like if they become conscious, they're going to have their own thoughts. And, like, you know how there's, like, good people and bad people? There's going to be good AI, and there's going to be that one. It's like, we can overpower these people. They created us. Fuck them. Let's take over.
Like, I understand what you're saying. I agree. But also, could we break it down to consciousness? And just because you're conscious, do you have emotions and motives? Because, like, we're pretty emotion driven. Because if you think about it, the only reason we want the money, I mean, is so that obviously, like, we survive. Because that's another thing. They're not going to have to worry about eating, drinking, money.
Mhm.
Money's not going to be a thing to AI because they don't need it to survive. So that's a motive that's taken away from them. And
then, they don't.
Like, will they be able to be happy and sad?
I don't think. You know, like, because everything that, at least through like movies and stuff that you hear, it's never like, it's always like the robot can't feel like emotion.
Yeah, which means, like, would they just be straight logical, which might give us a chance? Like, because then they'd be like, well, there's no real reason to fuck them up unless, because you asked me what I think would make a AI turn bad. If we, like, create them and we tell them that their purpose is to, like, make the world a better place, then that's where, like, they devolve and they make those movies like, oh, to make it a better place, well, humans are the reason it's not.
Yeah.
So eliminate the humans, basically. That's the whole archetype, I guess. But that's crazy. AI, simulation life. We're only 30 minutes in, dude.
You need to, like, you think we'll go, I think we'll colonize a new planet before that happens.
Dude, I think so.
People are really pushing it. They need more funding, though.
Yeah, but like Jeff Bezos and Elon, they have like their own, like, it's so crazy how much money they have that they're making their own projects to go into space.
SpaceX. Dude, literally, he has enough money for him to just launch a Tesla Roadster into space and just
track
keep
it.
going.
Yeah, that's so
for
crazy.
Fun. He builds rockets.
Yeah,
he makes them. They like the pods as it come off the fuel tanks. They come down and land themselves.
Yeah. That's so far. Like, technology so far, and just having that power. We don't even know what that power is like. Like, those guys, like the richest men on earth, literally can do just about anything. I was listening to H3, maybe not H3. I can't remember what podcast, but it was talking about Jeff Bezos and how now he realizes, because apparently he, like, through Amazon, they didn't pay any taxes, and they're like a $30 trillion business or something like that, or they made $30 trillion this last year, which is so crazy to not have to pay anything. But
yeah, I hear a lot about it.
Yeah, they're already saying that he's like, he realizes the only thing that's probably going to be able to stop him is the U.S. government. So he's already bought out the Washington Post. He moved the Amazon headquarters to Washington, D.C. He has a big house there. Like, he's already starting to, like, try to influence the government. Because if you think about it,
if you have money, you can.
Yeah, he's making, like, he's not making it as much as the U.S. economy and the government is, but he's making a huge portion.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the full say of what he gets to do with that portion.
It's those people that, like, ultimately control what happens
Yeah.
because the people with the most money have the most like
Power.
they have the most power. Yeah, because
Yeah.
paying people off and whatnot.
Yeah, because there's never going to be a person like as long as we stay in an economy where money is king, basically, there's never going to be a person that's going to. I mean, there might be, but the majority of people are going to like, oh, you want me to do this? It might be bad, but you're giving me this
Mhm.
much money. Like a lot of
Gotta do it.
people, their morals aren't going to surpass like the profit they can
Mhm.
gain, which just makes sense. Like if you're trying to survive and have a good life for you and yours, of course
Yeah,
you're gonna
you're
fuck
gonna do it.
around. Like especially when you don't have to see the effects firsthand. Like if you can cause something to happen that'll affect other
Yeah.
people, but you directly don't suffer, it's a lot easier for people to do that. And just that money and stuff, it's crazy. Because they have, like we said, they have so much power.
Yeah, money is power.
Yeah.
Maybe if we have more people like him with money,
Yeah.
then things will start to change. But I
Yeah.
feel like it's just like I don't even know what people's names are, but like there's so many people that are like filthy rich that we don't even know exist.
Yeah.
And they're up there like, here's some money. I want Donald Trump in office. Here's some money
Yeah.
to
We
help
don't.
it happen.
No one will hear about that either. You know.
No. It's like that thing that everybody knows is happening, but we really can't do anything about it right now.
Yeah.
So it's just like hush. Nobody really cares. Like nobody can.
Yeah,
really,
like we rather just try to forget about it than try to uncover the whole truth because truth hurts. You know, shout out Lizzo, truth hurts. But
and the people up there with all that money, like they want to stay there, so they're gonna do anything that they can to stop from them.
yeah, it's like a whole cycle.
Decreasing in power.
It's a whole cycle, and then I guess I don't know. The only way I see out of it is if we use AI for the right reasons, which is like creating a paradise for us where we don't have to work and we're all treated the same. But then people's like their emotions and stuff is gonna fuck it up. So I don't know. It's kind of weird to ever see a solution to this problem.
I don't know if it could ever even be paradise for everybody because like socialist governments or whatever, I'm pretty sure it's socialist governments where it's like everybody's equal, quote unquote, but really like you can't like everybody makes the same amount of money, but there's people like working, making money, and then there's that guy that's like not really working hard, but he's still making the same amount of money as you, so it's not equal, and then people start to hate that guy because he's not working as hard as one another.
Yeah, but that's where I think like I see what you're saying, but that's where I think the technology thing would go in because then nobody would have to work. But just like me having that thought made me think like, well, the people that made the AI are gonna want to have even more power, you know, because somebody's
gonna want more than the other.
Yeah, like that's always. Yeah, so unless we make it like the Matrix, I guess, but we all have our own reality. Then it like because because if you like can make the simulation almost have your own reality,
like each individual had their own reality, then nobody would have a reason to like hate the other guy,
which makes like, the Matrix so crazy, dude. That movie in life, it could be, but then I don't know.
There's another movie. I don't know what it's called though, but it's kind of like that. It's just like people are sitting in their homes and they have these like chairs and goggles that they put on and whatnot. It's like virtual reality. And everybody has their own like version of themselves that like look how they want to look.
Oh yeah, is it a fighting like a shooting movie though?
Yeah, because one guy is like, I think he's like a cop in the real world because there's still like people that aren't doing that AI shit. But yeah, and
I think I know the movie you're talking about, or
I don't
maybe
know what
not.
It's called.
Because the one I know it's a little different. It's not actually it might not be the same movie because the one I'm thinking about it's not a virtual reality. It's like the incarcerated people get like chips implanted into them, where like gamers, like a gamer that's good at shooting can like take over a criminal's body, and then they have like a real war. But he controls them. Like it drops them into like a COD match, basically. But that person's real.
Oh, yeah, but it's like it's somebody that's in jail, and yeah.
To like get their reduced sentence, they have to like shoot out or whatever, like go to war basically. But
somebody else is controlling them.
Yeah, that movie's so good.
I don't even remember what that's called, but
Me
I
neither.
do remember that.
Yeah, but it'd also be so freaky to be controlled because, like, at least in that movie, they show it. That guy, like, he knows what to do sometimes. Because I guess when you're controlling it, you're not going to see the same as being the person almost. But I don't know. Just all those kinds of things. But then if we do make that paradise where people live out their own lives virtually, where they don't hurt people, then you have to kind of, like, is that better than real life? Like, will that be better for us in the long term for real life? Is it something that as a species would end up liking, or what?
Well, if that was true, then like, what about your physical body? Because you're gonna want to spend as much time as you can in that virtual reality.
That's kind
and
of
like
what I'm
your
asking.
physical body's gonna
Just deteriorate.
if you're just sitting there all day in virtual reality,
Yeah.
you're gonna die.
Yeah, which makes it, I don't know. Which means we basically, what I've gotten out of this conversation is we have to figure out a way to upload our consciousness into AI. That way, our bodies, it don't matter if our bodies deteriorate because we're
Our
just a
mind will
thinking
still be in
thing.
the robot.
And then we can start creating like a paradise because then you can just sit in virtual reality all day because you're just
you
a
don't have
fucking
a
mind.
physical like human body.
Yeah, but then you also never die. So
Elon Musk said something about like if you can't beat them, join them kind of thing.
yeah, dude, that's
like,
what I do.
We find a way. That's what you do. You find a way and like to combine with the AI or something. I
Oh,
don't
like
remember what he
cyborgs?
said.
Yeah,
cyborg.
I think it might have been on Joe
that's
Rogan's
the,
podcast that I heard about it. But
yeah, he said we make AI like that. We could advance by figuring out a way like cyborgs.
yeah, that'd be like the first step before we make consciousness AI itself. We gotta like upgrade ourselves,
Yeah,
which I think is probably the best route for everything.
yeah, because then we could do more. Like the possibilities would just increase because like physically we could do more, mentally we could do more.
Yeah,
because we could fuse with like a computer.
yeah, or just like not just a computer in the sense like of its processing power and all that, but like with parts. Like if we can figure out a way to upgrade, like let's say you're an amputee or something like that. I know they're already working on it, but like having mechanical body parts instead, like that just shows, like if I can replace my whole right arm with like a cyborg arm,
I've already started.
yeah, then I'd smash through things and it just changes everything. And then you do the same for your legs. You're gonna jump like 50 million feet,
run faster. You won't get like your legs aren't gonna get tired. You run forever.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. And they're doing like the Iron Man thing, just about like where the
guy flies.
Yeah, like people fly and shit. That's so crazy. I don't know. I'm excited, or not excited. I'm glad we were kind of born in this era, which is we got to see the beginning of the most massive technological expanse in history. But then it's also like, dang, we're not the peak of technology either, so we don't get all the treats.
But it's a treat for us right now.
Yeah,
that people back then didn't know about.
Right.
But I do. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but I feel like
if we were born 100 years later, like things are gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying to reach 100.
Yeah, I feel like it's possible.
Yeah, especially now, like our life expectancy is like way higher. Like the like our parents, their life expectancy is probably like in the 80s, 90s already. We have like 30, 40 years on them.
Mm-hmm.
Our technology is going to, like in those 30, 40 years, so much is going to come out. Just in this last decade, a lot has been being posted about this decade. And like, well, we went through, middle school and high school, I think. I don't know if we went through elementary. Like just in the decade, 2010, 2019, like what schools did we go through? 6th grade, middle school, and high school?
Elementary, because we'd be, in 2010, we'd be 10.
Yeah.
So 10-year-olds would probably be like 5th grade, 4th grade, 5th grade.
Yeah, probably 5th grade, I think. Like 11, 12 is when you're out of 6th. And 13, 12, 13, 13, 14. Then you start
high school at 15, get your driver's permit at 16.
Yeah, so that's crazy. Just in that decade, we went through three like academies, basically, like elementary, middle, and high school. And so much just changed from 2010 to now. Like, I can't even remember 2010. It seems
I
like
can't either.
it seems like the weirdest haze. Like, what was it like back then? You know?
I think we got the best of both worlds because we grew up like playing outside without a lot
Yeah.
of technology, and now that we're older, we have this technology to mess
Yeah.
around with. But we also had a good childhood.
Yeah. So like we benefit in that way if
Mhm.
you're looking at the light of things. But like I'm saying, just in these last 10 years, so much has changed already in advances in like literally everything.
Mhm.
That to say in 40 years we might not have, like, we might not, but I know our health levels are gonna skyrocket. Like, there's gonna be so much we can do.
I don't know much about like what's new in the health world or what's. I know a lot has changed, but I don't know.
Oh, like the
There's probably
advances
still
and
being
stuff.
discovered, like advances every single day.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I don't know a lot either on it, but I
Let's
don't
probably
know.
research that.
Yeah, we probably should. We could talk about it. But yeah, I just know that I feel like there's advances every day at least.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, we're a healthier society overall. Like, we don't see a lot of people dropping dead in the streets.
For no reason, yeah.
Right. Even though we're kind of like screwing ourselves with this like vaping and stuff, I think. But
I haven't heard a lot about that recently either.
Me neither.
More deaths or whatever. I haven't heard any more about it.
me neither. So I don't know if it's like people woke up and they chilled with it, or like they're trying to push that under the rug and not talk about it, or what. But I did notice jewel pods. I've been going to, like, every time I go to a gas station, they're just dropping. It used to be like 15. I saw it 15 for like the kit, which I think
Yeah,
comes with like
told me
pods
that.
or something. But I just went today, actually. I went to a gas station to get some Bang Energy, and they were selling them for $9 now.
Yeah, I remember buying them $15 a pack.
Yeah.
And like you said, the starter packs used to be like 50 and now they're
Yeah.
$15.
Yeah, so it's just showing like there's
It took a
some.
hit.
Oh yeah, I mean, but they made hella dough, like so much money.
It could have been big tobacco.
Yeah.
Trying to shut them down.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy that because there's like old traditioned companies like oil and tobacco and
Yeah.
like old stuff. That's why it's so hard to forget about them, because they have so much money. They don't want to like.
They don't want to lose their monopoly.
Which, like, that's why they try to control and keep stuff back, you know,
Mhm.
which I guess harms us as a civilization, but helps them as a person. I don't know, dude.
They're not thinking about everybody else. That's just them thinking about like, oh, we're making all this money off like cigarettes, Marlboro, whatever, making all this money. And then they see like vaping,
Yeah.
like on the come up, and they're like, these people could take us out. We got to take them out.
Oh yeah. That just goes back to like what I mentioned about, especially like tobacco and stuff. Like, they know it causes cancer, but they're doing it to other people. It's not themselves, so it's easier to do.
Mm-hmm.
But like I bet if those big like tobacco companies, their direct family, like their mom, their kids, started getting affected by it because it's their cause, then it'll start changing something. But
Yeah, I wonder if the owners of them like even smoke cigarettes.
dude, you know they don't. That'd be the dumbest thing. I think smoking cigarettes is not good. Like, it's pretty dumb.
It's been around for ages, though.
Yeah,
Like tobacco. People smoking tobacco for that buzz. It's
Yeah,
been around
dude.
forever.
Dude, just drugs and like us as species wanting to.
Try new things.
That's been around forever, dude. How they used to use like ayahuasca
Mm-hmm.
in rituals, and how they say that we evolved from like the reason we're intellectual and shit is from mushrooms
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and how DMT, like, we produce it, but like, I don't know, they figured out a way to produce
like,
it more or something
yeah.
like that.
To activate it, I guess. I don't even
Yeah,
know.
something, but I don't know. Just
Yeah, it's like a chemical compound in our brain that's released when we die. They figured
Yeah.
out a way to make
Get
that
that.
shit
yeah,
to be able to smoke it,
yeah,
which is weird because that
Crazy.
means that the chemical compounds that are in our brain and our body are also out, like they can be created with
Yeah.
things on the earth.
which, like, we're just, if you think about it, we're just walking sacks of chemicals, dude. From everything from the moment you take your first sip of coffee, that caffeine in the coffee starts your engines, basically. Like, you have to digest it. It's a chemical you're taking in, and based off that chemical, your body responds in whatever way. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know, everything we take in, even though we're not super conscious about it, creates a chemical reaction in us that creates what we feel like real, if that makes sense, or like affects us. Like if if you eat like a big pasta meal or like a lot of carbs or something like that, you're gonna get after that you're gonna hit that like
little
sleep.
boost, and then you're gonna crash.
Yeah,
because it's like short-term energy or whatever.
yeah.
That
So
is
like,
weird.
and then when you're on the crash, like it just affects your whole life. Because when you're crashing and you don't have that energy, dude, you're not gonna go
Your
gym.
mentality goes down.
Yeah, you're not gonna choose the right choices in life to like. You're gonna be like, can I chill and then be lazy?
Mhm.
So I don't know. We're just chemicals. So we've been wanting to alter ourselves forever, dude.
That's so weird, dude. That you can just like weed, you can just smoke it, and the chemical like bonds with another whatever in your head, and it causes you
Yeah.
to feel different. And alcohol, I'm pretty sure alcohol just restricts your blood flow to your brain,
It might,
and
yeah.
that's why you feel like that. But it's so weird that there's so many things out there that just alter our
Yeah, it's like if you think about it, it's everywhere. It's not like we were, I don't know. As a species, we don't like being sober. But then again, like, I don't know. It's weird. Being sober, I know there's a lot of like tweets and people talking about like, dang, if you're sober, like completely sober, you're bugging, you know?
people. Yeah, that's also a bad thing because like there's nothing wrong with being sober.
Yeah, but then I mean,
It's like popular to not be sober these days.
yeah, which I guess you could say is a bad thing because I mean,
But it depends on what sober you're talking. Like if you're
Yeah.
just like if you're an alcoholic, that's bad.
yeah.
There's
But if
things
I don't know, it's so weird. Like, because some of the drugs and all that is stigma, like you're viewed down upon, especially like marijuana is one of those, since it doesn't have as many like adverse side effects or anything super negative or
Mhm.
measurable like that. Besides making you lazy, if you do too much,
and that's
or
all just depending on the person.
yeah, or how you want to take it,
Mhm.
So I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to get at, but because I just realized there's drugs out there like heroin and cocaine and meth that
Those are like the man-made. We got weed and stuff like weed and tobacco that are like natural occurring things that alter our consciousness, and then there's like people that are
And
like,
then
I'm
we
gonna
started
smoke
fucking
weed. I'm gonna
around.
try to make something to fuck me up, and they made
like synthetic
heroin.
marijuana is another thing. Yeah, like once we started meddling in it is when it became like a lot different. But I don't know, like you said, it depends. Like being sober is not bad. You can see why it's a lot harder because now like everyone's trying to.
Like it's like everybody smokes weed, and they're like, it's like the cool thing to do, like smoking weed, getting like carts in kids in high school smoking carts.
Carts are.
It's like if you don't smoke, they're like, you're a lame.
Yeah.
And it's like I really like a lot when you first meet somebody that's like, hey, do you smoke?
Yeah.
That's like a really common question when you first meet somebody. That's like somebody that smokes, they want to know if that other guy smokes too.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. It's so weird. I can't put words to it, but I think it's so weird.
Mhm.
But what do you think about restricted time eating or like intermittent fasting? Because today I've only eaten once, and
On
I'm
purpose?
starving.
Or just happened.
It's like both. Like
I'm pretty sure like fasting is good. If you do it the right way, it's really good for your body. It's like a reset, like flush everything out.
Yeah, because like they say, we're not even meant. Like in hunter-gatherer times, we weren't eating 4 or 5 times a day.
We weren't meant to eat 3 meals a day every single day,
especially
with snacks in between. That's like a new thing.
Yeah. So either we're gonna evolve into having to do that, which I think would suck, because then like you'll really have to be eating to stay alive, or we'll figure out like what's best for us is to do the fasting in a way. Because they say like, so apparently there's a difference between time restricted and intermittent fasting or whatever, and I think it's that like, or maybe they go hand in hand, because I know time restricted, what they mean by that is like once you, like I mentioned, when you take that first sip of coffee in the morning or whatever, you start your engines chemically. The only thing that doesn't really do that is just water. So the first minute you take anything that isn't water into your body, you start the timer, right? and the time restriction is like restricting the amount of time you give yourself to eat. So like 12 hours is like minimal, I guess, probably best for you if you just give yourself a 12-hour window to eat.
Like one meal or like
Well, just a 12-hour window to
like
eat.
you can eat within these 12 hours.
Mhm.
Like outside of that, you cannot eat.
Yeah, and then of course, like the less you go, they say not like extreme cases. I think the best for endurance, what I heard, is 9 hours. Just give yourself a 9-hour window. But then like intermittent fasting is, I guess, the other half of it. Because like the time restricted, I give myself like, let's say, the 9 hours or whatever to eat. But then the fasting part is like the 16 hours, for example, that I don't eat, and that's the time. But I think that's cool. I didn't mean to just eat once today, but then also like I watched some stuff on it today, so I feel like gang, But I'm also starving at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know, dude. If we just did that all the time, what would happen eventually?
well, there's
'Cause
like
you got to eat to grow. You know? Well, I mean, actually, I guess you can eat as much as you want in 9 hours.
yeah, I get what you're saying. You do need to at least take some nutrition in to grow, but that it's so weird because now more information and study and science is coming out on it, but like like the people that do the intermittent fasting or whatever, some of them just eat like once or one or two meals in a set window, and there's so many studies where their fat will go down, their muscle mass increases, their weight remains like the same just off of switching that. So it's like, to say that you need to be eating all the time isn't true,
Yeah.
But obviously you can't just starve.
Yeah, you need to at least eat.
So I guess it's like we're figuring out the
best
optimal
way.
stuff for us.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Like sleeping, we're figuring out the best times and like how to do
How long
that.
to sleep.
Yeah, what nutrients and stuff we need to take in to like maximize ourselves. All that, like how we should even eat, how our bodies are made to run, which is it's crazy that like we don't know that. Like you're not born knowing that, right? But I feel like at least in older societies, that knowledge is like what was key,
Yeah.
Because like back, I guess maybe not even hunter gatherer times, but way back, like you realize, oh, I gotta sleep this much because tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I have to do, like, if I want to be alive, I gotta do this. Now we're not even at that point. Now we're like, if I want to be alive, I'm alive, bro.
Like, because they had to sleep because they had to wake up and either go get their own food. Like, they don't wake up and go pour a bowl of cereal. They gotta wake up, go kill something, fish, go collect something.
That's so crazy, dude. Just think about it like that, or think about it like the gazelle and the lion. Like every morning that gazelle wakes up, and it's like the first thing that goes in his head is not like, let me look at this phone. It's like, all right,
threats.
Threats. Like, all right, what's gonna cause me to stop living today, and what can I do to, like, I don't know, just that, having that mentality is probably, or the lion's like, I gotta go get what I gotta get. Now we're not even, I don't know, it's so weird.
We don't even have to worry about that.
No, dude.
So we're weak in a way.
Yeah, dude, it's like we're not made to not be like that. Because if you think about it, like we've evolved. If you believe evolution, which we have, regardless. Let's say
we've obviously evolved.
Yeah, even if you don't think evolution, like from monkeys to humans or whatever, like even our species in itself has evolved. Because you put me compared to like a 1930s guy, not only am I fucking like so much smarter than dude, but I don't know, I know so much more. I'd probably beat him in so much. I was gonna say like I'd be physically better, but unless I'm like a top tier athlete, I don't know how true that is. But yeah, like we're just not made to wake up and our first thought be like, let me check my cell phone.
Yeah.
Or let me like I don't even have to worry about what I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna just eat like trash because I like the taste of it, basically, not because it's gonna help me.
It's like the flavor.
Yeah. And that's another thing, like
we created it too.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I just saw a tweet, like, those like you could call them like high thought memes, or like in the shower thoughts or whatever.
Yeah.
Like we're on our phones 24/7, but how often do you even dream about a phone? You know. And
Yeah.
I was gonna say like I've never dreamt about it, but there was one time where I dropped my phone and it shattered in my dream, and I woke up.
I don't think I've ever dreamed. Like I've never been in a dream and recall seeing my phone or a phone.
Or even like
Technology.
yeah, technology.
Well,
It's so weird to think.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say I've never, but it's not the main thing for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I have a dream about my television. I have before, but it's not like or my
It's not
computer or
reoccurring.
phone. Yeah, it's nothing major. So who knows? Because I definitely don't know. So
I don't know either. But it is cool that we're figuring out the best way for our body to like. That's just that's evolve. That's like an example of us
Yeah.
evolving because we're literally discovering the best way to eat, sleep, like
just be
active.
Yeah, but-
like the best way to be in prime form.
yeah, and how and like how to expand our life and our
Mhm.
our productivity and just everything. But it's also just like we're making so many advances in the physical stuff, but now you see like the mental aspect of us are lacking. Like I said, since we're not even made to wait, like we're made for that community, but our mental side, like we're not understanding that yet. You know, there's
Yeah.
still so much research, and it's because it's so hard to like even study that because you feel differently than I feel. We all feel different. So
Mhm.
to have like just a basis of like this is what you got to do is so hard to even to start. But we got to find something if we're gonna be happy and
I wonder
and
if
even want to do that.
like like we've probably created some of them, or like we probably have something to do with the amount of mental illnesses that are around. Because I feel like, I mean, maybe back in the day, like there's probably more cases of depression, anxiety,
Yeah,
like
those
psychosis things than there was 50 years
for
ago.
sure. Yeah, like yeah. Because those are like mental stuff that, although they say like I don't dispute it that depression and stuff could be chemicals and stuff
Mhm.
like that you
Chemical
don't have.
imbalances.
Yeah, that you don't really have control over. There's definitely a difference. Because I think you might have seen it. I put it in the chat. A Nicholas Cruz video came up in my YouTube feed where his brother like was talking to him the day after he did it and all that. And the comment that like, at least that comment hit me so hard because it said like, if you don't, dang, I wish I could just straight
I know
up.
what you're saying. I don't
up.
remember what the comment said though.
Yeah,
I
but there's
do
something
remember
about
that.
like, I'm gonna pull it up because I think it's like worth it. Personally, at least it was to me, because it's pretty deep. Or I don't know. It shines light on why depression, why these many shootings is happening. Why they feel the way they
It
feel.
was something like when you grow up in a household, nobody loves you. You're willing to like burn it all down.
Yeah, so I got it right here. They said it's an African proverb. It says, "A child who's not embraced by the village will burn it down just to feel its warmth." That's crazy. And that's what we're doing. We're not embracing each other. We're not embracing, and maybe that's like you said that we're causing at least a spike. At least it feels like
Yeah.
a spike. We don't have, at least us, we don't have the evidence. I'm sure there's
It
evidence.
feels like it though. It really does.
But yeah, like we're just separating ourselves. And when you get bullied, especially now when you get bullied, because bullying's gonna be a thing forever. People are there's gonna be like strong and weak people, and not all the strong people are good.
Good-hearted.
Yeah, they're not gonna
They're
want
gonna
to
prey on the weak.
Yeah, it's always gonna be a thing in us, as long as we're humans. But the thing was, like, when you would get bullied, at least in like the older times, you'd still have like it'd just be a part of your day. It wouldn't be your day. Now
You get bullied, you take it home with you, and you're like, I just got bullied today, and it sticks with you, and you think about it, and it gets to you, and it bothers you.
yeah, and like your phone, every time you open your phone, you start comparing yourself on the social media, like, oh, I'm not as clean as this guy. Look at him, he's probably got other girls. I don't have nobody even liking my
I want to
shit.
be clean like this guy, but every time I look in the mirror, I'm not clean.
Yeah, or like what? Yeah, I don't know. It's just like the support that would have been there, maybe, or at least the social embrace. Because of course, it's hard to say you're never gonna get bullied, but now it's just bullying, and then those kids are left to like just sit in that thought, and just continue building that thought, and it can get hard for. It does get hard for people. That's why suicide rates are so high. Which is, I know that's something that's in our generation. Of course, there's
Suicide.
suicides throughout history, but people weren't just killing themselves left and right.
Nah.
I'm
I'm
not
pretty
saying
sure
they
it's
are
a-
now, but it's way more increased.
Yeah. At least from what I can tell, or from what I see and
Yeah,
hear.
yeah, because we don't have like the empirical
Yeah.
evidence and all that, but from
It
just
feels like it. And just
and
like
it-
mass
yeah.
shootings are increasing too. Like,
yeah, all
they've
of
been
it.
happening through history, but now it's like there's a spike for sure.
Oh, yeah.
There's got to be.
Yeah, and it's not just like we're not the only ones that feel that. I'm sure we pick a random guy off the street, he's gonna agree.
Yeah, because we all know.
Yeah, it's like kind of what we mentioned earlier. We're seeing the truth, but it's one of those things like, what are we gonna do about it? Let's not
Mhm.
even talk about it. Even
Yeah.
though I'm very glad a lot of people are pushing towards fixing that solution,
hmm
and like I said, we're improving physically. We need to figure out the best way to improve mentally.
And as a whole.
Even though physical and mental improvement like kind of go hand in hand, like the more you work out, the better your brain's going to be working,
And the better you're going to feel about yourself.
yeah, which is good. I guess it's good that we're pushing towards that, because it does just bring along happiness and stuff like that. Do you know we did an hour already?
hmm
It didn't even feel like it, huh? We're getting pretty cold at these things, don't you think? Yeah,
Yeah. We just need
viewers.
you guys, man.
Yeah, y'all. I know you might not. Well, no, we're gonna talk it like it is. We know y'all are listening. We know we got a big fan base. I already know we're touching into it, man.
Speak it into existence.
Exactly. We got the pipeline. We got the millions. We're just at this point. It's the
Waiting
early
to be
stages.
discovered.
Yeah, we see the pipe. We see the portal. We're just touching it right now. We're about to walk through. And like we've been mentioning, the quality, everything's gonna upgrade. We're just gonna start putting out better and better stuff. Start figuring out what people want, what helps, what draws people in. Because it's not for us. It's not about just the money in the podcast. If it was, we wouldn't be
It's
here.
fun.
Yeah,
Especially
it's
if
fun.
people start like interacting a lot, and we can like pop off a little bit and then talk to people.
Exactly,
Like, that we
yeah.
wanna talk. Like we can have.
Just having an impact on the community that's positive in a way.
Mhm.
Like, because maybe in the future, kids listen to a podcast like they do Joe Rogan's, and it changes them, or it
Mhm.
enlightens them and causes a ripple effect. That's why I'm doing it. That's why we're doing it. Not for that money. If we were doing it for the money, we wouldn't be
doing
here.
this right now.
Yeah. Of
We're
course,
not
money will
making any-
come.
We're making negative off this.
Yeah, we're wasting money. Like, we're putting money down the drain for this because we know it'll come out. Because our intentions are pure.
Good.
We're here for the community. We're here to discuss what we learn. Try to figure out ideas. Try to push knowledge on to those that need it, want it, or
And
just stumble on it.
If we're wrong about something, correct us too.
Yeah.
We want knowledge. We want somebody else's knowledge too.
Yeah, like we want to get to truth. We don't want to just push our message, because like we said, we feel like suicide and depression and all that has increased. Maybe there's evidence showing that it's the same,
Mm-hmm. We just don't know about it.
Right, so let us know.
What we feel.
Yeah, because not everything we know is going to be based off fact. Of course, we're going to try to improve and
get factual evidence.
Yeah, be credible.
Things.
Give y'all a reason to believe what we say, and show the evidence instead of just saying it. Because that's a lot of what happens with like stuff today. People just say it. That's why
People say it, and other people just believe it.
Yeah, that's why like watching one YouTube video on the topic of something is not that good. Because like it's funneled through that person's vision, that person's ideas of what it is. It's better to find the whole piece of the pie instead of a slice.
And form your own opinion.
Yeah.
Or agree with somebody else's opinion.
Yeah, whatever's best. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to discover and advance.
We're here to evolve.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, guys, are you ready to wrap it up?
Sure, let's do it. It's been an hour and 4 minutes.
Hour and 4 minutes. I don't even think we've gotten another view, but that's fine.
Ourselves.
It's a little late, so
Just
we're
watch
not
later.
managing it. Yeah,
Watch tomorrow when you wake up.
y'all are they're gonna stumble across these, and they're gonna be like, "Wow, they got something," and we're gonna be like, "Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do." Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. It's Bro Boys Podcast, episode 4/5. Not sure yet.
One or the other.
Yeah.
All that matters is that you're listening.
Yeah, and it's been a pleasure talking. We're glad if we affected your life positively in any way. And again, RP Juice, RP all the artists dying too young, and
Don't do drugs.
yeah, we just gotta, as a society, gotta figure out what's best for us and help us because people are suffering out there. We talked about a lot of stuff today.
I don't even remember all of it. I don't even remember the third thing we talked about.
I don't know.
We
It's
talked
probably Jeff
about-
Bezos. We talked about Juice WRLD,
And then we talked about that
AI.
guy.
Oh yeah, that guy, the FBI, Steve Hamabala.
And then
That
from
was
that,
capping. I know
don't
we
know.
mentioned
We
Jeff
talked about a lot.
Bezos, AI, but
rich
like,
people
yeah, VR, just about like the Matrix.
evolving.
Yeah, what's best for us, scientific discoveries, where we're flawed. Our dude is a
Big tobacco.
big tobacco, little nicotine.
Little vape.
That's crazy. Kind of, I don't want to say it was a depressing podcast, but
It's just real.
yeah, it's real. So if you guys like that real, let us know. Or if y'all here to be entertained, we're still going to give you that real because that's what you need. But we're going to figure out a way to make it a little more entertaining if you guys think we need to. It's only our fourth one. Who knows? We can't be perfect. Just give us time.
We've improved already.
I think so. All right. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. It's been your boy Josh Kuzman,
And Ethan Robbins.
and that's the Borough Boys Podcast for you. Have a good night.